This is from the speed reels. I tried renting a JDM car in Japan. Here's what nobody tells you.
Oh boy.
3, 2, 1, go.
So you love Japanese sports cars from the 90s. You gather whatever is left in your bank account and you finally buy yourself a ticket to the land of anime and samurais. It's pretty good. Now you want to fulfill your initial D fantasies of driving a JDM R32 or an AE86 on the Japanese mountain roads. So how do you do that? And where do you get one? Stretch tires, of course, because Japanese drift culture. Well, you're not alone, so don't worry, because I've gone through this path last year with a guy who's never watched anime in his life.
These roads are tight, huh?
And I'm going to share with you our experience in both its good sides and not so good sides. See the quality of the 1980s design. So this is how it went down.
Is that really so much the quality of the design, or somebody getting a bit rough and manhandling the AC vents and breaking them? Because I'm thinking it's somebody got a bit rough with the vent handles and broke them.
Or both.
Look at the twisty road in front of us.
Plus it's plastic. It's bound to break eventually.
First of all, you don't need to rent a car if you are staying in one of the major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, or even Kyoto, because the public transportation infrastructure is just so strong, convenient, and cheap. You are always a maximum of 10 to maybe 15 minutes away from the nearest train station or even subway sometimes. There are over 820 train stations, for example, in Tokyo, and they are ridiculously cheap. For those full 2 weeks, the total amount I paid for public transportation, excluding the Shinkansen, it was less than $100. And because of how efficient their system is, everything just arrives on time. And I do mean on time. Every train station has its own convenience store that I spent quite a lot of time in because of the amount of good food it has. And then since the network of buses and trains are so interconnected, you can virtually go anywhere without using a car. And now we're heading back to Osaka Station. We're gonna take the train to get to Shinjuku Station. Now, enough fanboying about the infrastructure. I feel like a civil engineer at the moment. Let's talk about reasons why you should rent a car. Reason number one, going to the countryside. If you're planning on visiting the beautiful countryside of Japan, the only way to go there efficiently would actually be by renting a car. While there are some bus stations in different sides of the countryside, they are not exactly convenient because the buses are not as frequent over there, and at the same time, they take quite a lot of time to travel to those areas. So logically, to explore that side of Japan, you would need to drive a car. Reason number two, which is the reason that pushed us into renting a car, is to visit racetracks such as Tsukuba Circuit. Or meeting points such as Daikoku Futo. Oh, nice. Jason.
Such a fascinating car culture in Japan.
And the third reason is if you have enough money and you want to enjoy the driving experience. Which brings us to fulfilling your initial D fantasies. Now that's all fun and enjoyable, but you have to also remember that there are some negatives for renting a car in Japan. This is a death trap. Every time he presses on the clutch, I can hear some weird hissing noise, and that's not nice to know. The number one problem that you will face is parking. When we rented the cars, we were staying in Tokyo, and the hotel that we were in did not have its own dedicated parking. And that
big cities like Tokyo, parking is an absolute bitch to deal with. Yeah, there's even with all of these little car parks where you can, rent a spot for 24 hours or even do like weekly or monthly parking rates or something like that, where they may have like, I kid you not, there are car parks where there are spaces for just one car. That's it. One car. Just the one. Just the one.
Literally.
But even with all of those sort of dotting the landscape every so often, it's still not enough. Still not enough for the needs of locals, tourists, there's just never enough parking.
This is the case for 95% of hotels in Tokyo. So our solution was to actually find some parking spots that are around which you will find. There are parking lots all over the place in Tokyo. So what we're gonna do now is pay for the parking, the overnight parking. But they do have different pricing and they are not exactly guaranteed, because if it is full, then that's it, it's full. Most of them also lack security, which honestly isn't something that you would really consider when you are in Japan, since it's a mostly safe country. Now, those are very slim chances, so it's not really that much of a concern. Price of these freaking parking spots, however, can be insane. You can park your car overnight at one of these places for anywhere between $20 a night to $100 a night. And if you are going to use your car when you're going around, sometimes you will be missing some of the locations that you wanted to visit because they don't have enough parking spots. And sometimes they don't even offer parking to begin with. That amazing Wagyu place that your friends told you should try in Asakusa, forget about it, no parking. The overpriced Michelin star ramen place that everybody keeps drooling about on the internet, not a chance. The mouth-watering egg and cheese sandwich from the...
I mean, you can find some place, albeit rather remote and far away, and you're going to be doing a lot of walking, but at that rate, why have the car?
Convenience store down the street, I hate to break it to you, but they don't have any parking over there. But if you thought parking is your biggest nightmare when you rent a car in Japan, I have some more bad news for you. Because if you decide to take the highway to go between cities, you will be faced with a giant gate of doom that will suck every last penny out of your wallet, because you, my friend, have arrived at a toll gate. While the attendant in the gate is serving you with a nice smile, unless if he is a 70-year-old bitter Japanese guy who hates foreigners, the toll gates are unbelievably expensive. They are absolutely everywhere. That's why you see some of the Japanese cars, they have an ETC card reader. Every time you come across these toll gates, you will see different signs. There is the purple sign that says ETC, and ETC is essentially a system that allows you to go through these gates with
electronic toll collection. So it's fairly similar to what you have here in America, where you usually have like a sticker with a tiny little transponder built in. You put that on your windscreen of your car, and that's what triggers the gates and everything to go up, or you can just pass through and they bill your account or something like that. Otherwise, they're snapping a picture of your license plate and sending you a bill later on.
Without stopping, because it will detect the signal, it will deduct from your bank account. That we stayed away from. The other one is a green sign with Japanese kanji that says Ippan, which means general. Not the military general, but the in general general. There is always an attendant over there. You will be paying around $15 as a maximum at some of the toll gates. But the problem is, those toll gates are everywhere. I mean, our points of travel consisted of Tsukuba Circuit.
I mean, gosh, there's some toll roads in Texas, for example, where you pay like $2 to go a certain stretch. And anyone will tell you that feels like daylight robbery, but $15, my God.
Central Tokyo, Yokohama.
What's that?
You are cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Hey, but I said I'm pretty sure I could put the same, because for me, tolls over here, at least in New York, tolls over here are $20.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's even worse than Tokyo.
That's within the city.
My God.
So yeah, be careful with toll prices over here.
Yeah.
Odaiba, Fuji Speedway, and the car meeting point at the middle of a bridge that connects Tokyo to Chiba. Just to visit these locations, we paid around $250 just in toll gates. In 3 days! That's a lot of money to spend only on toll gates. Keep in mind, we haven't spoken about fuel and, God forbid, fines as well. So already it is significantly a lot more expensive than...
Oh, yes, that's right. Japan does have speed cameras. So they catch you speeding. They snap a picture and they send you the ticket later on.
Just using the public transportation system. You pay more money, you get a bit more freedom, so you can travel to different locations or spend a considerably less amount of money and spend most of your time in the cities. It is a give and take sort of situation. So let's just put all of that on the side and talk about the core of this video. How can you rent a car in Japan? We are
right.
See, that is something I would love the US to start using, because that would free up a lot of cops' time.
What, speed cameras?
Yeah.
Oh no, no.
I kind of,
No,
kind of,
I'm good.
Yeah,
I think
no.
kind of,
Red light cameras
kinda
are bad enough.
I kind of
Now,
have speed
now-
cameras over.
There
Yeah.
is a reason why I say this. Having lived
Which
one
is-
state over, I got to see more accidents because people were speeding in half a year than I saw in the time I was stationed at Fort Sill.
Just squeak as soon
over-
as you said that.
Yeah, in 5.5 years, less accidents than I was in Illinois for half a year.
Hmm.
It's terrifying. I'm not saying everywhere in the U.S., but in the hot spots.
Yeah, maybe.
Because-
Of course, it's a slippery slope sort of thing where at first it starts out in the hotspots and then they're everywhere. And then before long, you've got situations like in the UK where you've got average speed cameras where
Yeah.
if they catch you, coming over a bridge or something like that sooner than expected, then you get a ticket. So you have to maintain an absolute constant speed. Otherwise, you get a speeding ticket.
Yeah, it would. The whole thing, at least, would have to be like extremely regulated on what and where, and how much it's able to be enforced.
I don't know.
When you
I
say
wouldn't
awesome,
trust
Probably
anybody to
not.
behave themselves.
Which they wouldn't.
No.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, this is humanity. This is humanity that we're talking about. Any chance of
Exactly.
misbehaving, they go. Fuck the rules. You only live once. Let's go.
YOLO.
Sign
sadly.
can't stop me because I can't read.
Oh no.
For a lot of
There-
drivers in
there's
some
a-
states, that's exactly it. Unfortunately.
There is a joke there that I cannot make. I'll make it later.
You know what? It is a meme. Whatever connections people make is completely on them.
Exactly.
In Omoshiro,
Even-
rent a car to receive
Even
a
my
couple
dog
of
just
cars
looked at
from
my gear
them
like.
over the next 2 days. Now we'll have to differentiate between the two types of cars you would rent in Japan. There is the normal car, which you can rent at the airport or through any of those applications. That would give you a choice of many boring cars that are quite economical that you can use to go in and around cities. That is easy, straightforward, and can be done easily. But what we're focusing on in this video is the second type, which
We're going to
is...
go on hard
there is
mode.
more. Yes. They've got a couple of AP1 S2000s, so there's this, and it's
fancy.
over there as well. Here you can find the GTO, Mitsubishi,
Oh
a couple
my.
of Subarus, and then the infamous AE86,
Hachiroku.
Japanese sports cars, or JDMs in general. But in this case, they are actually domestic Japanese, so they're actually just cars. This looks like it has seen better days. We've got the new GR86, a couple of old Evos as well, Miatas, and quite a lot of cars really. But the car that we're receiving today is that R33. After we return
Ooh.
the R33 over there, we are gonna
she's
take
gorgeous.
an RX-7, which I don't see at the moment. But
They'll
after
be
the
going
RX-7, we're picking up
party over
this
cars
most
now,
probably,
right?
because I don't see any other S15 around here.
You
That's
can't
an
stop
MR2,
me.
the best generation of the MR2 in my opinion, not the MRS, even though it's supposedly the most capable one. There are different service providers that could provide you with the service of renting a Japanese sports car. Fun to Drive Japan
my
is
God.
one of those providers. They can give you tailored tours to your needs. If you are in a group, it would be even better. They have a specific schedule where they would take you to explore the beautiful mountain roads in and around Mount Fuji. Visit their
Old
website and
Fair Lady
educate
Zen.
yourself about the different parts of routes and tours that they have. Car Rental Tokyo is another one that I've seen on the internet, and I've got a few people that recommended to us while we were there. We went with Omoshiro Rent-A-Car, which is another popular option that you will immediately find on the first page of Google if you search for car rentals in Japan. Now they have a few locations around Japan, but the one that we went to was their main one. To get there, we used the public transportation system. So from Asakusa to there, it took us around an hour and a half. Now the quality of the cars, you'll have to understand that these cars are rentals and therefore they are abused. For a rental place,
dear.
this is the first time I see a rental place that also acts as a junkyard. Because look at this, that's, I
Jesus
believe that's an
Christ.
R32.
Oh
There is
my.
another S2000 over there. And then you have the very nice Subaru over here. So I don't get
What the
why...
That's a Subaru WRX STI. And it's just surrounded by overgrowth of weeds. That hurts my heart to see.
I was gonna say, I think I heard a part of you die just now.
Yes.
Nope, that was my dog.
07's in
Although
chat
he's
for
laughing for a
the
second.
07 in chat for the WRX.
Why do they just leave the cars to rot and get eaten by nature? Now, for us, when we see these cars, they are iconic. So we would like to treat them in a very special way. But to most of Japanese people over there, keep in mind that to them, they're just normal cars. Yes, there are quite a lot of enthusiasts in Japan that appreciate these cars. Radio, because why would you need a radio when you have this as your radio? But
That's
the
all
vast
the soundtrack
majority
you
don't
need.
really care about cars. So to them, again, they are just sporty cars. That's one side of the coin. The other side of it is a lot of tourists, they rent these cars and they want to make the most out of what they paid for. So to them, it's logical to just abuse these cars. A really badly scuffed wheel and badly repaired as well. A prime example of that is the R33 we rented. The car would not drive straight. A lot of the panels on the inside are broken. Here we have what was supposed to be a cup holder. The door card is barely hanging on. One of the shock absorbers have been bottoming out. But hey, at least the engine was running well. Now all of that made us feel like we got a bit ripped off, but that didn't change the fact that we were in an R33 right-hand drive in Japan, in the countryside, driving towards Tsukuba Circuit. Bro is driving an R33 in a Japanese countryside. Which was an amazing feeling. We felt quite alive and we felt quite a lot of joy. Yo, that's an RWB, man. Go and take a better look at the track. I was on this track 24/7 on Gran Turismo with my friend Safe, just trying to crack the 1 minute mark in the FL5 Type R. So it just feels so surreal to just be here in person. It's just undescribable how beautiful this place is for me. After enjoying our time at Tsukuba and seeing the motorsport scene over there, we went back to Omoshiro Rent-A-Car, dropped the R33 and picked up an FD RX-7. So we're here to pick up the RX-7, which we'll have for the rest of the night. Now the condition of the RX-7 was much better than the R33, but that doesn't mean that the car was in perfect condition, because...
God, that's gorgeous. My dad had one from the 80s. I think he had like an 80 or 82 model. Absolute work of art.
That car also had its own set of flaws. Yes, it was driving straight, the suspension was good, but there was quite a lot of squeaking around the car, mainly because it's old and a lot of rubber starts to deteriorate over time. But every time we go over a speed bump, the whole of the center console just jumps up and goes back into place. But the center console just...
What the hell?
I don't know what this is. I don't think this is just Mazda build quality. I think this has just been abused. Look, everything is just flimsy over here. And after I sat down in the car and wanted to close the door handle was so brittle. Here's the door. This is pretty nice. So you have like a small cupboard for money, which is broken. Then door handle, adjustment for whatever. But at least the AC vents were working, so I could direct the air towards me. Honestly, it's just a nice place to be. If you ever wondered about the practicality of an RX-7, here you go.
It's out of the trunk only.
You have this huge space which you can't utilize because that is pretty big. That's what she said. One last look at the dashboard. And... Yes.
Yeah, definitely not as practical as, say, a Corvette with the boot in that one, but yeah, it's minimal requirements for the Grand Touring car, the RX-7.
We had a lot of fun driving around in the RX-7. It's a rotary car in the end, so why wouldn't you enjoy it? That night we made our way back to Tokyo and we tried to go to Daikoku Futo. We're back from Fuji Speedway, ours mate. We are finally back in Tokyo, and we got kind of lucky now, because last night we tried to go to Daikokufuto, and the police has closed off the whole place, and it was telling people to go out. But today it is open, which is one of the major meeting points for a lot of car enthusiasts in Tokyo, and even a lot of foreigners know about it. It is a parking area that is only accessible by a car because it's in the middle of a highway. So you can't really take a bus over there. And if you take a taxi, you're not going to be able to leave. A culture thing in Japan, they call them hitashas. It uses the same kanji as pain. It literally means pain car. When you think
Yeah, but it looks so cool. It's a Japanese sports car decorated with waifus. I mean, what's not to love about that?
about it properly, what they're trying to say, this is literally cringe car. You feel pain when you see the car.
No, you don't
So
feel
here at Umi
cringe.
Hotel,
Looks cool.
which is sort of discount Daikoku. We parked this 15 over here in the number 15 parking spot. You can see some cars are coming in from Daikoku because they closed it up. The police told everyone to go out. So some of the cars that leave from there, they
Look
come
at that
to
old Porsche. And that
Umi
Mini.
Hotel to continue the meet for the rest of the night. What a better way to start your morning, Abdullah.
All right.
Like 7 in the rain in Tokyo with NHK radio. After all of that was done, we had to take back the RX-7 to Omoshiro to take our third car, which was an S15. As we made our way back to Noda, we experienced some rain, which made the atmosphere even more enjoyable. So we've made it. Parked the RX-7 over there. Worthy of a photo. And finally, we picked up the S15, which was by far the cleanest of all of these cars. The only flaw that this car had was that the shifter boot used to pop up every now and then. The S15 is the car that we spend the most time with as well because it stayed with us for a few days. We used it to go to Fuji Speedway so we can attend Ars Meet, which is an annual meeting for all GTR enthusiasts all over Japan. They meet at Fuji Speedway on that specific date. So in conclusion, renting a car in Japan is a very enjoyable experience and it's something that you will never forget. All right, we're done with the day. Time to leave. We got a decent care package over here. But it
Not so
also
much.
comes at its own cost. The car will give you freedom of travel. You can go to different cities. You can go to the countryside, visit racing tracks. And it is essential to go to car meeting points such as Daikokufuto. But it comes at the cost of difficulty of finding parking spots. And even if you do, you will be paying quite a lot of money. Toll gates are extremely expensive. You'll be spending slightly more money on fuel. And just like any country, you'll be taking the risk of having to deal with the law if you break any of the rules. So before you get too excited, make sure you weigh the pros and cons for those two things. And as always, stay safe and enjoy your time over there. Off to our lovely hotel. Off to our hotel for the last night in Tokyo before we get our things ready tomorrow before the flight. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe. Oh, okay, this is perfect.
Leave a like.
Perfect timing.
We are about to leave.
Exactly. If you like that S15, subscribe. And if you have been to Japan yourself and you've rented a car, let us know down in the comments below if you have any advice for any of the newcomers as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
It does look like fun. Takes some work though. There's trade-offs.
Always is.
All right. Gave that one a like. Link is in chat for everybody to go check it out for themselves.